Hello. The following is to be a critique, um, I suppose an armchair critique, although I'm not in an armchair, of the collected works of Spinoza, Volume 1, edited and translated by Edwin Curley, and this publication has been dispensed through the Princeton University Press. 1985. I will skip for now the editorial preface on the treatise on the emendation of the intellect. Treatise on the emendation of the intellect, and on the way by which it is best directed toward the true knowledge of things. After experience had taught me that all the things which regularly occur in ordinary life are empty and futile, and I saw that all the things which were the cause or object of my fear had nothing of good or bad in themselves, except in so far as my mind was moved by them, I resolved at last to try to find out whether there was anything which would be the true good, capable of communicating itself, and which alone would affect the mind, all others being rejected. Whether there was something which, once found and acquired, would continuously give me the greatest joy, to eternity. I say that I resolved at last, for at first glance it seemed ill-advised to be willing to lose something certain for something then uncertain. I saw, of course, the advantages that honor and wealth bring, and that I would be forced to abstain from seeking them, if I wished to devote myself seriously to something new and different. And if by chance the greatest happiness lay in them, I saw that I should have to do without it. But if it did not lie in them, and I devoted my energies only to acquiring them, then I would equally go without it. So I wondered whether perhaps it would be possible to reach my new goal, or at least the certainty of attaining it, without changing the conduct and plan of life which I shared with other men. Often I tried this, but in vain. For most things which present themselves in life, and which, to judge from their actions, men think to be the highest good, may be reduced to these three: wealth, honor, and sensual pleasure. The mind is so distracted by these three that it cannot give the slightest thought to any other good. I will pause here to begin some opening thoughts of critique. For example, what Spinoza presents from the outset in this treatise are a number of, obviously Christian, even if Christian of a caliber that is in his time considered unorthodox, even heretical, and in fact it was. But for the praise that is lavished upon Spinoza, among others, in the canon of classical philosophy from Europe in particular, for a number of reasons seems unwarranted, or I hesitate to say unmerited, because that's an virtually an ethical statement, and that has no meaning in itself, really. But I would say unwarranted, and it is praise that is better placed upon the natural sciences, um, for the reality that they elucidate, instead of from the outset, the mind-body dualism that Spinoza, in his time, is convinced of, as are his contemporaries, Descartes, whom he goes on in due course to mention, and to build upon. In fact, he presents the notions, aesthetic notions of joy and of eternity, and yes, I am dubbing eternity an aesthetic notion as well as joy, and this is his, for this treatise on the emendation of the intellect. This is his opening shot. This should give anyone serious about thought, and therefore about science, natural science, which enables inquiry to the end of empirical results, without displacing altogether or eliminating philosophy by any means. But anyone serious about thought, as I understand it, should find it along their path to come to distinguish between these. And from what I see on YouTube, in a great many places, the high praise lavished upon such figures as Spinoza is a continuation of a lack of this distinction made, perhaps because of something of the aesthetic value or quality, one should say, of works such as this, and the fact that they might seem to be communicating something, lost to our postmodern times, and so on and so on. Something of emotional profundity, which is then conflated with spirituality, and then conflated with reality, or perhaps superimposed over reality, and I find it disturbing. I don't say that I find classical philosophy disturbing. I find it refreshing. In some senses, I find it rewarding. I find it very rewarding to do as I am now, and critique with the present day knowledge of the natural sciences, of physics, of biology, of neuroscience, to bring these to bear upon the corpus of classical philosophy, at least out of Europe. However, to continue faithfully, almost as if according to a script, to pay homage to these figures who perhaps don't deserve it. That is what I am critiquing. So, what have we examined? I resolved at last to try to find out whether there was anything which would be the true good, capable of communicating itself. The true good. What is this? What is the true good? I find it amusing that anyone with access to Nietzsche's thought and writing, not that Nietzsche is the be-all and end-all or the final word, but I find it amusing that anyone who